Welcome to Interchain FM. You're listening to the Cosmos radio station. Thank you for coming on. I have with me in person at OsmoCon 0, the inaugural conference. Thank you very much. With Motivating Gene, and he is the founder of the most successful NFT on Terra. When it was alive, Terra Classic. So it was called Hero NFT. Why don't you give us a little bit of background about that?
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. I've been listening to your podcast for a while. So for you to have a normal human being over here, I'm like very excited. So Hero NFT was the first dual mint on both Terra and Solana.
And what does that mean, dual mint?
Dual mint means that we had, like, for example, one pool of tokens, and whether you had a Solana address or a Terra address, you could just go to the contract and mint, wherever you ecosystem you were in.
Okay, cool. Did you come up with that? Like, where at what point was that precedent set?
So there was a Terra hackathon that we applied for, and it was too late. So then we went to Solana, and we were on time. My friend Jordan, it was his idea to do a dual mint. Initially, we were like lunatics, but we really wanted to join the grants game and just try to do something. So that's where the idea was born on doing like a dual chain. It was something that I'd never done before, and still I don't think anyone's done it. So yeah, that's where we are sitting at right now.
Okay, so you guys were the trailblazers of a dual mint.
Correct. Yeah.
Any particular advantages of doing it that way?
Besides like the marketing, there was like a lot of headaches.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's still one collection, so you gotta, coordinate with like both the marketplaces, and we had some trouble there. Other than that, I think we were very dreamy about having a bridge that would transfer tokens from one network to the other, and that as of right now, now it's been done.
Through Wormhole?
Yes, they through Wormhole. They used a little bit of Cosmosm, I believe. So the devs are finishing the final touches, and then it goes live, which is pretty cool because now we were talking about like Terra kind of coming down. People needed liquidity.
So they used the bridges, and that was when volume spiked.
We started building, like actually putting energy onto the bridge because we had set the project aside because Wormhole and I think XDeFi wallet, they were creating a bridge. So we said, okay, you know what? We'll put it in the back burner. We didn't work on it until Luna collapsed. Okay, people need liquidity, and so we started working on it. And I also wanted to say one thing. So NFTs, did you know that they kept value over Luna collapsing?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that some of them became stores of value.
Yeah. We have, for example, Galactic Punks right now is still trading at like 6x. You can find Hero NFT trading at like a floor price, and so people they run into art when a collapse like this happens, and it's been done via like art too when there's like a crash, economic crash. So
that's interesting. There's historical precedents. Is there any particular piece of history that you're alluding to with respect to any fiat crashes in the past with, let's say like a hyperinflated, Reichsmark, for example? I'm just thinking about the 1921 German hyperinflation period.
Yeah.
Did people just flee to art to store wealth?
Yeah, I'm not like necessarily like accurate on if people that's where they fled, but I do know that during these times, art as a collectible, it retains its value. So I guess we needed another form of UST. We found it. No, just kidding.
And Hero NFT.
with NFTs, which is it's really amazing, and now we see it's proven data that these NFT assets actually like retained its value. So we're pretty. To a lot of people that lost a lot of their funding, this was the only thing that gave them hope. Seriously.
Oh wow. Hero NFT is the current avatar that Do Kwon is using as a PFP. So I think that was part of what made it so successful as well, or perhaps it was already successful before that even happened.
Yeah, it was successful because we launched back in October, and that's when like the NFT craze was still like going.
Right.
Like I remember like the Twitter growing tremendously, Discord growing tremendously. Now you see like protocols, and they're wondering like, yo, what are you guys doing for marketing? And we're just developing good art and good community. You know, we have devs on our team, but we're not the devs ourselves. And when you create a community, I don't know, it's like we even created a DAO, and they start taking things off on themselves. It's beautiful, and we gave one to Do, and he adopted it. It fits like his personality.
Tell us what you're doing now with respect to Osmosis. There was an announcement made today, very exciting. Give us the alpha. We're going to broadcast it live.
Oh Lord. Okay, so number one, I've always been a fan of Osmosis. And you know that. Back in January, I was sending you like messages. I knew you were like an influencer, and I told you I'd like listen to your podcast. So I'm like, yo, Chango, when NFTs on Osmosis? And I think you were like, soon,
Yeah.
But what's now June, and it's still like not there. So my goal and my vision had always been to just launch something on Osmosis. Why? Because I'm in love. I told you, I'm in love with the UI. I'm in love with the art. I'm in love with the site. I held my baggie of Osmo's airdrop. I just been in love. Mm-hmm. Truly.
Awesome.
Yeah. So now I talked to Sunny on a call, and I was like, Sunny, when marketplace for Osmosis? And he's like, he referred to like Stargaze. By the way, Stargaze is freaking amazing. Respect. Seriously.
Got one or two PFPs on there.
Oof. Yeah.
One from Cosmos. Shout out.
I just listened to the presentation they had, and it's top notch. Seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so I'm trying to convince him, and I think we're getting there to the point where we can make a marketplace that's native to Osmosis. So that's like the number one goal. And then go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what was the motivation behind that?
Honestly, pure love. One, we've been in the NFT space for a while. We know the power of community. Like just earlier when I was telling you about like hope, look, yeah. I'm not gonna over here talk about like developer stuff, because I'm not a developer, but I kid you not, this is what gave some people hope. When things went down. Chango, I'm not sure on the numbers, and I'm not sure if it's accurate, but there was about like eight suicides recorded. So where I'm going with this is that yes, there is a differential of having a PFP and having like a brand, but essentially people that really pour into their community and to their holders. Dude, we were there just talking to people, and it so happened that it was on Mental Health Awareness Month, and people were dragging it, and so you know what I'm saying? Like there is a lot more that, and founders of other projects too, I want you guys to hear. There's a lot more that you can do for your users and be there for them with that community that you're developing. But going back to the point. I'm just so passionate about it. I love it. I seriously do love it. NFTs. I love Osmosis. I love the community. The whole Cosmos community too. They're like very smart. They're so friendly. So it's just that at this point, it's like, okay, when is it going to be done? And if it's not going to be done, dude, let me freaking do it, because I'm so eager. And Osmosis grants, I just applied for a grant too, so let's make that happen. But yeah, that's kind of what we have in the back burner for a marketplace. Besides that, with Osmosis developers are so knowledgeable, and I'm just honestly like learning from Stargaze too, and I can see how a marketplace would be different on Osmosis because of what they've built. And so I've been saying that, like, as far as design, I would like for it to be on par with like Osmosis. It can only be like on par, but we'd take it to another level. Sonny, if you're listening, you talk about continuous
Discrete versus continuous assets.
Yes, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, just the synopsis would be this idea of taking a fungible asset, turning it continuous, meaning, how do you fungibilize something that is non-fungible? So if you have an NFT, put it in a basket, create a basket of kind blue chip NFTs or subprime, for example, and then you could create sort of an index and a value out of it, and then therefore you could swap those indices one for one. That sort of fungibilizes them.
Right, and so to expand with the team at Osmosis in this mission is obviously the goal. Because I go in here, as a student that's learning, and it is a pleasure, to be with you guys, and so it's like, okay, once the marketplace is established that's native to Osmosis, then we continue to grow in those aspects. So. That's it for the marketplace. I know you want to talk a bit on the WosmosNFTs.
Yes, let's talk about that. What are Wosmo NFTs?
What are WosmosNFTs? They're the coolest thing, honestly, that the whole Cosmos network will ever see.
Well, let's leak the alpha. The keywords are composable NFTs, buildable.
Yes.
All right, so you gotta.
So
why don't you talk about it?
Okay, so you have one free claim, and this is Wosmo itself, right? And so essentially they're doing an NFT builder, and in the builder there's accessories. So, dude, they're gonna make this as an accessory, just so you know, the whole suit that you have. And you can, so this is the accessory that's a CW721. And this is, what you can dress your Wosmo with. Now, there is different rarities. There's different, limitations and quantities. Some of them are more rare than others. What if we, only mint, for example, 100 of these suits? And here's another thing of why I love Osmosis, okay? You guys really want to bring everyone to the party. And I say that because this is what I know so far, okay? The NFTs are unlocked by using Osmosis decks. I mean, you tell me, how does that work? I already go in there daily, and now will I kind of be rewarded for just using the decks?
It would be, whether or not you LP, whether or not you stake, certain engagement actions would be rewarded with a base Wosmo drop.
Now, I'm sure I don't know, there's so much room for creativity, and there can be certain accessories sold, but just the fact that, for example, we have Coinbase, we have centralized exchanges, Crypto.com, and they're now being the suite that is creating marketplaces, but nothing like an NFT builder, like Wosmo. So that alone is super exciting. If you are already using Osmosis like we do on a daily, then now you're gonna get more benefit out of it. So we'll see. I want John to share more details and see how that's gonna work, because everyone's really excited.
Yeah, let's talk about the fun stuff. So some of the things that we were ideating about was this idea of just ultra rare items that you could obtain through minting, and somehow if you get really, really extremely lucky, perhaps you mint a one-of-a-kind item, never before seen, a flux capacitor.
Ooh, flux capacitor.
And then someone else mints a DeLorean. And if you're a Wosmo with a DeLorean and a flux capacitor, you suddenly obtain the ability to time travel. Boom. What? And then boom, you time travel back to the Jurassic ages, and then you pick back like a live tooth of an extinct animal, like a T-Rex or something, and then you come back as Wosmo, and your item is a T-Rex tooth.
Right there with you. Wow. Wow, so you bring it back from time.
Yeah.
Where else could Wosmo travel? Can he go to like maybe like the Cosmos and
You can go to the Cosmos. Yeah, absolutely.
different planets?
Different planets. Oh yeah. Oh, but let's say if he goes to a gaseous planet where he can't breathe, he's gonna need to mint a helmet and a space suit that's gonna let him enter the planet. Let's just say that, right? And then he like jars a bottle of gas from wherever he visits, and then that's his I don't know.
That's the fun stuff that that you got to talk about.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, essentially, he's a crazy scientist.
Yeah, insane, bad shit.
So there's like different items in the lab. There's potions. There is beakers, test tubes, and who knows? There might be like a pool of ingredients released out into the public.
Yeah.
And with every single ingredient, there's a blue potion, a red potion. You can mix them together and then create a new item.
Ooh.
That would be sweet.
What else? What about when items are corrosive, or they blow up and they blow up in his face?
Oof. So at that point, you would mint literally. What is fun? You can only imagine just like Wosmo just exploded and his face is just like all like black and dark and
surprise face.
His like like shades or goggles are like up here in his forehead. And then there is
that visual is really good.
I was gonna say there is I know there's a cat. I don't know much about the cat. There's a cat. There's a pet.
I think its name might be Catcron. I'm not too sure.
And we also have a little
Osmosis.
So it'll be interesting.
Wosmo's gonna mint a pet.
And the thing is that the pet can be leveled. It also can have accessories because it's man's best friend. Why would you not take it with you wherever you go?
Yeah, if you want to take Osmosis with you to the gaseous planet, he's got to get a spacesuit and helmet too.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And and see, look at how Osmosis is different right off the bat.
Yeah, you get crazy.
Yeah,
you get crazy with it.
It's a lot of creativity.
Oh yeah.
And users they're gonna love it. I don't know any other place that's doing something like that.
Oh yeah. In the beginning, when Osmosis was first launched and the UI was first premiered, the designer of the illustrations actually left some Easter eggs. So I'm not going to tell you these Easter eggs, but it is left for you, the community, to find it, and maybe you'll find that in WosmosNFTs.
Yo, okay. I saw a post today. Con Daddy was like, hey.
Coney Daddy?
Yeah, Coney Daddy. He said, tag 2 friends, take a picture of the speech that John gave, and there might be a surprise. So we'll see if maybe we can get one of those Easter eggs for the community. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be honestly super cool, giving the community like access to having something like this, because that's exactly what it is. It's a series of adventures that you do in life. Consider these, I don't know, battles, levels, just like there's levels in a game. That's exactly how we are gonna have fun with the WosmosNFTs, guys. So get to it, get searching,
get it,
and it'll be like a treasure hunt. So we'll have like hidden clues out there for you to review.
So fun. So much fun.
Make sure you follow her and, grab those hidden clues. For sure.
Grab the alpha and follow Motivating Gene. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.